Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another live episode of the BBC. This is episode number 9. King Delethris is away on business this week. Kit Landry is doing personal things. Mel's flying all over the world. It's just us tonight, us three guys, me and Rob Brunel and Finlay, and they're going to talk to you about some of the cool stuff that they're doing. So hang in there, bear with us. We're not doing all the usual fun stuff like crazy contests and all that. We're just three dudes talking about cool shit in CoE. All right, does that sound good?
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Cool, good deal. So Rob, not to jump into it too quickly, but we mentioned a little bit about shipping and I'll admit there was a little clickbait on my title. You know, I thought CoE shipping. That might get people interested in the stream. You know, and then and shipbuilding. Oh, okay. Now we know what we're talking about here. But you guys are taking that to the next level. You've got a lot of people involved in what you're doing. We know you're a pretty prominent guild, but you've built up an association, a cross-server association as well, huh?
We're not hearing you.
Yep.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yep, there you go.
Stupid headset timing out. But yeah, we created Shipwrights of Illyria Association, or C for short, and basically it's just a big group of a bunch of organizations, companies, and people who are interested in ships and shipping industry, fishing, anything maritime related, really, to get together, talk, and help each other out.
And Mr. Finlay, if you don't mind introducing yourself and tell us how you fit into that.
All right. I'm using the name in CoE of Finley Mackenzie. I am part of the Regnian Navy shipyards, I think we're called. Yeah, I always fuck that up. But basically, we are the official shipyard of the Duchy of Regnia in the Kingdom of Ashlands. We are on the other North America server from these two fine gentlemen. So I'm here repping Anglica, it's called. Yes, I think so.
Angelica, I think.
Angelica, there we go. So yeah, that's me. Sadly, our Duke couldn't make it, so you got to put up with.
Good deal. Rob, what is it that you're wanting to get across? What is the key points that you're wanting to discuss tonight about what it is that your association does and what you're interested in, what you're looking for, and what you hope to accomplish?
Well, basically how it all started, we were talking to some organization leaders a few months ago, other shipyards and shipwrights industries and stuff, just talking about what we were hoping to do in the game, building ships, some of our company plans, things like that. And the idea sparked to just make it more official and gather more people with the interest together. So I started just messaging a bunch of people that I found on the forums, and everybody liked the idea, so we made it official. The intent behind this is really just to gather anybody and everybody with any kind of maritime interest, big or small, from any server, any kingdom, into one group, so that we can help each other grow, recruit, help each other with R&D potentially later on in the game, and then just have people that we can talk to with that share our same Illyrian passions.
Finlay,
so really, we're looking to get anybody and everybody who has any kind of interest in ships or fishing or anything industry related to that to work with us on it.
Finlay, you got anything to add to that? You see this association being able to do anything other than that?
Well, that's pretty much it in one. But I will say that it is a really great tool because in our the CoE community is fragmented in a million discords. So the more we can concentrate everybody who shares passions together, just the better the community will be, and the more we can do, because I now now we're talking to Brunei. What does Brunei Shipping Company or Brunel Shipping Company have to
Brunel
do?
Shipwrights Company.
Brunel Shipwrights Company have to do with the Regnian Royal Shipyards? Absolutely nothing, except that shared passion, and it's great to be able to talk to some like-minded people. So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us have heard of different shipwrights and different shipping guilds that have that have been around for a while, but there's for me, I haven't really done a lot of research on the shipping, and I know that I think it's going to be instrumental in the beginning stages of the game that I think most of our trade is going to be done in shallow water shipping. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I think the waterways are going to be better modes of transportation than the highways, which are going to be largely chaos at the beginning. I don't know. So, anybody want to touch on that? Do you hope that this association will open up doors and avenues for trade and commerce down the road? I mean, within obviously your own servers, of course, but
Certainly, as long as we do it right, I think it'll do really well as far as just being able to transport goods and services throughout kingdoms. It'll be able to help us build the kingdoms as long as we get it done right. Uh, historically, even the early stages of just sending things down the river was instrumental to huge growth. So,
Yeah, I totally agree. And to extend a little bit, the ability of various, say, merchants and governmental organizations like my own and other things, to be able to communicate easily and quickly and efficiently in one place, and to be able to say, we're bringing a shipment of X good down this river on this date. Let your people know, that sort of thing. That ability to quickly communicate between the various interested parties is I think going to be instrumental.
and we've got GoHab in our Twitch chat asking if boats are going to be available at launch. Now, we know that, just to expand on that a little bit, we know that we're obviously going to need to research advanced technologies to be able to build those seafaring vessels. But what are you guys looking for at launch? Are you looking for little P rowboats, or what do you hope to see at launch? Because I know you guys are heavily focused on shipping and building ships and water trade and all that. What are you hoping we see at launch?
well, I'm sure everybody hopes to see huge ships as early as possible, but what I expect to see is just a river rafts and small boats, just things that are very shallow and probably won't be able to do much other than basic row. But I guess we'll kind of see how that happens. But that's what we're here for. Companies like myself and Finlay's group, we are intending on building up the research and development and actually kicking that off and taking us to the next level.
Are we going to start out with canoes and somebody mentioned ironclads. We're gonna invest in defensive attack canoes right away. I'm not sure how all that's going to work out.
Probably not. What we from the in our group, the way we've been reading the very, very limited information we have, is we've been talking about the possibility of probably shallow draft fishing vessels. So think like single sail river boats, but we're hoping to have a little bit more than a rowboat to start with. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're initially just going to be concentrated on blitzing technology as quickly as possible. But once we get into a point where we actually have viable vessels for trade, and when you have viable vessels for trade, you have the viable vessels to attack that trade. So once we get to that point, that's when you'll probably start seeing, ships prowling around with whatever armament they let us have, the developers let us have, flying the royal banner.
Me standing on the helm with a bow and arrow. Yeah. So yeah, good deal.
Really Marines.
Yeah, that's Marine Corps, hoorah! That's my history. So I'm not opposed to getting out there and getting on the front of your boat and shooting at shit down the river. That'd be fun. But yeah, so what else are you guys wanting to get out there about your group? What is it you're wanting? Are you recruiting? Are you recruiting for individual players? Are you recruiting for other shipwright guilds, or what exactly are y'all looking for?
Really, anybody and everybody who has any interest, whether you're just an individual who just wants to live in, say, a fishing village, and you're interested in maritime activities, you have just a passion for it, you're curious about what's going on in Illyria, to running your own business or company related to it, like we are. But the association that we have, CoE, it's very loose. It's
Your mic just cut out.
Yeah, lost your audio there.
Okay, it came back while you pressed it. I can take over while you figure it out.
There goes. It's back.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
But what I was saying is, it's a very loose organization. It's a formal thing, not a very formal thing. So you don't have to pay dues to be a member. You don't have to do anything official. It's really just there for us to talk and communicate. There aren't really any restrictions whatsoever on it.
Yeah, that's very true. So now, of course, my institution is fundamentally different from yours, in that you are, as far as I know, a privately held business. Yes.
Yep.
Whereas we are owned and operated by the Duke. So that necessitates some differences in operations. But the duchy is, of course, always open to anybody, and like you said, anybody and everybody who is even remotely interested in trade. And as a duchy, just anybody at all. We're a double duchy, so only one of those will be coastal, as far as I know. So we really just plug in the duchy here, Duchy of Regnia, Kingdom of Ashland. Come on in. But really, with regards to naval stuff, we welcome non-governmental shipwrights to come in and to set up shop near us. We will be doing civilian contracts. We will be building ships for anybody who has the money to buy them. But being a governmental organization, governmental contracts take priority.
I guess I should probably say something a little bit about Brunel Shipwrights Company specifically as well.
Throw it in there, buddy. Get your plug in. Yeah.
Now, our company is specifically, we're located in the Kingdom Boardwall, Duchy of Blood Oak. We don't have a county selected yet. We're waiting until we can see the land and actually make sure we have a good coastal location. But we have our own town. Mayor Ironside is our mayor. He's in the chat there texting a little bit there. But we have our own town that is going to be dedicated to shipwrights, essentially. The town and the company are kind of merged into one, and we are going to be looking for anybody who wants to work for us or live in the town, and really any field of study, any interest, because we can use pretty much anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind when I make my county selection, to make sure I pick a prime spot that you would be interested in, to kind of force your hand to join my county, sort of thing.
There's a few of you counts trying to bat for that.
Yeah, we got that all figured out. It's no big deal. But yeah, very cool. So I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to hit on. We do have some relevant topics that have come up within the COE community. I don't know if y'all are open to discuss those.
Of course.
I don't want to keep sitting around beating on a dead boat all day. If y'all are comfortable talking about COE in general, or do you have other points you want to hit? It's going to be kind of a quick show tonight because all the normal blabbers aren't on here, and I can't carry all the weight, and nobody wants to hear this hillbilly talk the whole time anyway. So, yeah.
Shoot.
So we've got the latest thing that should be hitting hot off the press any moment now is the surname reservation. So that literally should be hitting any time tonight. Shut up and talk
Looking
more.
forward to that.
Yeah.
Just making sure that the Brunel name is locked in.
The Brunel
Yeah.
name, we got to get that brand out there cemented. But what this means to me is we're building our family line starting today. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's real, and it's getting locked in. So New L is going to be a permanent fixture in COE from here on out. As soon as we lock it in, and that's exciting to me. We've got other things coming down the road here pretty soon. I won't go off on a wild tangent about those, but we're locking in we're starting our family lines today. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, I'm very I'm excited. I'm pretty far down the list, I would say, but I'm here with my Alpha 2, but I'm looking forward to it. It's great that they're starting to do this, that the developers are starting to do this thing as early as they are, because it lets people really start getting invested. And once they introduce their what are they calling it, the in character part of the website, I think that's when things are really going to kick off. And I hope to see a lot. I mean, the forums are already fairly active, but that's when I really hope to see things really get rolling.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to having that locked in and just making sure that everything's taken care of. Be able to really start building the name and ensure that we have everything in place.
Yeah, Sonny's asking, are we sure that's going to hit today? We're never sure of
They said it
anything.
was.
Yeah, but so the way I understand it, the way that's going to happen is, I'm not going to get to pick my name tonight, tomorrow, probably. But what's going to happen is I'm going to be able to see that I'm going to have a countdown timer start ticking on my account. And I'll be able to go to my account page, and I'll see where I am in the queue. Obviously, if I want to swipe a few more times and get my IP up, that'll reflect immediately. And not suggesting anybody do that just to pick a name. Although I did spend $100 extra on COE just to get a stupid fucking bouncing GIF in the forums. But anyway, we won't go there.
So, is there going to be like a listing we can actually see, like what position we're in as far as choosing?
There won't be a list to my knowledge, but what there will be is you'll see kind of where you are in the queue. You'll have I'm not sure how it's rolling out, but you'll have sort of like a countdown timer of when you'll need to come in and reserve your name. You should also have access to the web page where you'll do the reservation, and maybe the name generator or something like that. But you won't be able to lock it in, obviously, until your window is open, just based on what I've been seeing Caspian talk about over the last couple of days.
Yeah, that sounds about right to what I've been seeing as well. So, yeah. But yeah, this whole with account merging having just happened and name reservation going, it really does feel now like, yeah, this is happening. We're moving.
Vox
The I
Illyria
mean
around the corner.
the incredible flurry of updates we've gotten in the last like month. has been just sort of a tidal wave compared to development up till now. So
Borne says he cannot wait to reserve the Brunel name. He just can't wait.
Hey, don't steal that.
I know they were talking about that on the town crier the other day. The potential for some
Stealing
some
it like
trolls to. My thing with that though is the people who are likely to steal somebody's name likely don't have the credit to steal somebody's name.
Yeah, that's a good
People
point.
who put in the money, they want their own name in, typically.
Now, I have seen people throw money at more frivolous shit, so I wouldn't put it past anyone. But, yeah, highly unlikely, I agree.
I don't
guess
think
we'll
it's as
find
big an
out.
issue
I'm
as
sure
some
there'll
people
be
will think.
people out there, though.
And
There'll be a few.
And a lot of what we find ourselves bitching about a lot of times is not really an issue at all. It's just it could be an issue down the road, so we want to make a big stink about it. That's what I do a lot of. I get a lot of credit for that. I pat myself on the back and I stir up a lot of shit. But that's my job. I'm passionate about this community just like all of you are, and I demonstrate that by looking at issues and trying to fix problems that are not yet a problem that I think will be down the road. So.
Well, you might stir some stuff up, but you also have to be the one to fix a lot of it. So.
Yeah, that's true too. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, chat is pretty active. We got 33 online. Not too bad for an off night. Yeah, the C shipwright. What is it? The
Shipwrights of Illyria
Association. Yep. Yeah, there we go. We do have a forum post somewhere. We can throw in the Twitch.
Yeah, I can post a link to that here.
Yeah, if you want to send that to me, I'll add it.
Oh, message was deleted. Yep, I'll have to send it to you.
Yep, Finlay, what were you going to say?
So, this is something I've been thinking about the last 3 days in the run-up to this stream. So I'm sure we've all played other games which involve ships, being as you don't just dedicate your time in a game like CoE to building ships without having an interest in ships. So I was actually curious about you two, and I have some ideas about games that you've played that have interesting mechanics dealing with ships that you might like to see in Chronicles of Illyria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, as bad as I hate to admit it, Arcade. I had the most fun on naval warfare in Arcade. Now, a lot of the other game pissed me off, but they got that right. We had a blast in naval warfare with Arcade.
I will fully admit that was my example as well.
Yeah.
The rest of the game, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it with 10-foot pole. But the way they did the naval game in that was spot on. The ability, for those of you who haven't played Arcade, basically you would have your ship and you would have one person driving it, but then you could have other people running around on the deck of the ship and manning various weaponry and boarding each other and all that fun stuff. So I really hope we see that sort of thing in CoE. Obviously, it'll be different. It's always different. But I hope we get that same sort of excitement, right, of having your crew on your ship running around doing things, and it's not just I sit in my seat and I push my button, because that would be unfortunate.
I mean, Rob, how detailed do you want it to be? Do you want it to be like Blackwake detailed?
I'd like to see some of the. I like a lot of what Blackwake does, at least for the smaller ships, yeah. But I would want it to be a little bit more realistic, because in real life you're not going to be able to patch a 10-foot hole in 2 seconds with a hammer.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the actual gameplay and needing to work with each other and on the ship and things like that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a well-drilled crew will beat a undisciplined crew every time. So I hope that reflects in CoE. And from the way the devs have talked about designing every other aspect of the game, I imagine it will.
And for those that have never played, Black Wake is kind of like a little cheesy little pirate game where you start a match on a boat and you have a crew and you elect a captain and you go out and you just shoot the shit out of one another on the open sea. But you have to manually load the cannons. You have to run around and patch the boat up whenever it's gets shot up, and it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like it's like it's a death match, fight on the high seas, arena style game. It's pretty fun. But yeah. So guys, we're at our 30-minute mark. I can't believe we got this far. Normally we try to go about 45 minutes on our streams, but
a couple of was real fast though.
Yep.
Naval action is something that King D was really into.
Oh, yeah.
Very good game.
I played that for a while there. It's a really nice game. The only thing that, like the overall broad scope of it, I really like, but I really enjoy having that in-person doing stuff in first-person view, and which is something that Illyria should have. So.
How much of that do you think we're going to see? I mean, how because CoE as a whole pretty much has a broad scope already. I think we can all agree. So when you get into these specific shipwright type games and shipping games, such as Black Wake or naval action, how much of that detail do you expect to see in CoE? I mean, obviously they can't do everything perfect all the time and get all of that level of detail into everything from shipwrights to bee makers, beekeepers.
That was a thread.
Yeah. So I mean, they spent a lot of time on bees, but I mean, it's bees. And Banemorth and a few others would kill me for not taking bees seriously. But yeah, I mean, how much do you realistically expect CoE to get in all those different features and mechanics in the other games that we've seen?
I feel like they'll get pretty decently realistic and detailed into a lot of things as best as they can, anyways. What I've seen so far, I'm really looking forward to it. So
my view on it, specifically on ships, is I'm anticipating probably something in between, say Black Wake or Arcade, and naval action, where you've got it fairly abstract, but you still have some of that personal touch. I wouldn't anticipate it getting in as depth as Black Wake does, or if anybody has heard of Hold Fast, it's a little indie game which it's Napoleonic, but it has naval battles which are very similar to Black Wake. So it's I wouldn't anticipate that level of detail, but
yeah, I don't expect the naval battles themselves to be quite so fast-paced either.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different thing. When you actually put potentially weeks of effort into building this ship and training this crew and getting this cargo, you want it to be meaty. You don't want to be like, oh, I just spent a month on this and then I lost it in 10 minutes. You want it to really feel like it's meaty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely think every shot's going to count for sure. Yeah, I don't know, guys. We'll see. I know you guys are going to want to spend a lot of your time focused primarily on everything involving shipping and around shipping, and I hope they can deliver what it is that y'all are looking for. No different than I hope CoE is going to deliver on everything else that everyone's looking for, and there's a lot of people that's looking for a lot of stuff out there. So we'll just have
Anyone in our industry is in it for the long haul.
We'll just have to keep our ears open and see how things go from here. But we're at 35 minutes, so if y'all don't have anything, I'm gonna start wrapping up?
Just that I hope with the amount of money I've put into this thing, I get something out of it.
Yeah, we've had you guys plug your own groups here pretty good. But is there anybody else, any up and coming ship guilds or groups that y'all want to give a shout out to and mention to? Something we should be looking for if we're not interested in your specific group.
Well, that's also part of what the C organization is about. We're trying to get all of the shipwrights groups together, all the shipping groups, and anybody related in there. That way, when if somebody is looking to join a group that maybe they don't like Brunel Shipwrights, for example, we have other groups in the C organization, and we can help you find the pick that works best for you.
Yeah, that's the best thing I can say. Obviously we're trying to get as many groups in as we can. We still get new groups joining fairly regularly. So just message to, if you're interested in shipping, if you have a company you want to make, even if it's just you right now, come on board on our Discord, talk to us. We'll get you up on there, and you can start
Give you some
recruiting.
good ideas for getting structured together as well.
Yeah. This group isn't. We don't want to be, as far as I can tell, we don't want to be involved with the internal politics of CoE. We don't want to be involved with the with all that drama. We are here to provide you, the community, a place to come in, see all your options, talk with friendly people in a friendly environment, and make a choice as to which group you like. So
Or
that's
maybe
my
you
plug.
don't join a group at all and just want to be there and talk.
Yep, perfectly fine too.
Well, there you have it, guys. If you're interested in shipping and CoE or shipwrights and shipbuilding and trade, naval trade and naval warfare and all that, C is going to put you guys in touch with the right people. So I appreciate everyone for joining and you guys taking your time to come in and talk to us and tell us what it is you're doing. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us on.
All right, guys. Have a good night.